It's a little nippy, but you could be anywhere. So I'm glad that you're here with us. We're going to sing a little bit, and then I'm going to talk to you a little bit, okay? In the morning when I rise, in the morning when I rise, in the morning when I rise, give me Jesus, give me Jesus, give me Jesus. Twixt the cradle and the grave, twixt the cradle and the grave, twixt the cradle and the grave, give me Jesus, give me Jesus, give me Jesus. You can have all the world, but give me Jesus. So, we're here, little singing, little talking, hopefully a lot of fun. You're already doing the thing that I love from our, I was going to say congregations, but audiences also. Okay. You're clearly not shy. That's great. Keep it coming. It's going to be a conversation, a dialogue, back and forth. I'm going to ask you questions. You can ask me questions. I'll try to answer them. The reason why all of these pieces are on this program together is because of Paul Robeson, Roland Hayes, Nina Simone, Billie Holiday, and Bobby McFerrin Sr. And their courage, their refusal to let this society that we live in the broader world, tell them who they were and who they should be. And all of this repertoire is music that they made either well-known to begin with or even more well-known in their lives and careers. One of the connecting impulses that they all have is something that I have in common with them. They were all either preachers' kids, or music teachers' kids, or music directors' kids, church kids, right? They also have in common with me, or I have in common with them, the fact that we all escaped. We were not clergy, we were not music directors. No offense, but you know, you gotta go on your own path. Paul Robeson was the son of a preacher, in addition to many other biographical highlights. Obviously, you guys can Google him so the cows come home. And I chose Give Me Jesus first because it binds him and Roland Hayes, another preacher's kid. His mom wanted him to be a preacher, actually. And he was like, well, nah. That spiritual is one that they both sang so thrillingly and beautifully. These next few pieces, this next one is more of a Paul Robeson tune, and then the Schubert tunes that come after are more of a Roland Hayes thing. So the chorus of the Persian love song that we're going to do, Persian love song in Russian, is O если б меня веки так было, which is translated as, oh, would that life could be this beautiful forever. I think that's something that we can all feel, especially on a crystalline day like this. So this is Persian love song by Ruben Sang. Louis, keep talking. By Schubert, and then we have Nachts und Träume by Schubert. And both of these songs, in my mind, turn around this verb in German, kehren, or come back, right? In Du bist die Ruhe, I implore my love, my Ruhe, if you will, my peace, to pull the door shut and turn away from their brief with me. And in Nacht und Träume, I ask and implore dreams, Träume, that come in the night, Nacht, to turn back and come back to me in the daylight. There's something very human about this nostalgia, right? This desire for your love, for your peace, for your beloved to be with you and to come back to you whenever they leave. And also for your dreams, your childhood dreams, your joys to come back to you when you're old and getting gray like me. Not in the head, but in the beard. But yeah, so this is Du bist die Ruhe and Nachts und Träume. way back in the beginning of enslaving my ancestors, were as what we call sorrow songs or field hollers in the fields. Just a single voice making it up. Very free, very improvisatory. It wasn't in 3/4 or 4/4, you know. So I'm gonna sing Steal Away in that old South. Steal away, steal away, steal away to Jesus. Steal away, steal away home. I got long to stay here. My Lord, He calls me by the thunder. The trumpet sounds within my soul. I ain't got long to stay here. Oh, steal away, steal away, steal away to Jesus. Oh, steal away, steal away home. I ain't got long to stay here. Okay, so the next part of this service, right, that we have, I hope you don't take it as my own ego, but they're all either pieces that I arranged or pieces that I wrote. Don't throw that out. Don't let that throw you off.
It will not.
Good. And so these are all, you know, we just passed through the Roland Hayes, Paul Robeson section. Now we're into the real heart of this program, which is the meat of it. This is Nina Simone and Billie Holiday, right? One of the things that gets me, I was actually, when I was at lunch with Lee and Tina and Michelle today, loved the lunch. One of the things that gets me about Billie is that unlike the other people on this program, her voice and her physical affect were not one of kind of strength and, you know, kind of indomitability. She was very much, seemingly, a wilting flower, you know, sometimes in front of you as she would sing. But she maybe was the strongest one of them all, because while she was racked with illness and drug use and the FBI being on her tail, she sang Strange Fruit at every gig she did, despite the fact that they wanted her to stop doing it. And she sang it because it put her in mind of how her father died. So that comes at the end of this little section. We've got Tomorrow Is My Turn, which Nina did not write, but she popularized along with Charles Aznavour. Then we have Summertime, which everybody knows, the Gershwin's version of how black people live. Shade intended, shade intended. And then we have Gentle Lady, which I wrote to words by James Joyce that seemed to really describe Billie very well. I'll tell you the text of that before I sing that. So we're going to do Tomorrow Is My Turn and Summertime, and then I'll talk to you a little bit. Though some may reach for the stars, others will end behind bars. What the future has in store, no one ever knows before. Though time may help you forget all that has happened before, it's too late to regret. What is gone will be no more. my luck is returning. All these years I've been learning to save fingers from burning. Tomorrow is my turn to make life worth a living, to receive without giving, for it's my life I'm living, and my only concern. Tomorrow is my turn. Now the summer is gone. There's another to come. You can't stop years drifting by, even if you want to try. Though time may help you forget all that has happened before, it's too late to regret. What has gone will be no more. Tomorrow is my turn. No more doubts, no more fears. Tomorrow is my turn. When my luck is returning, all these years I've been learning to save fingers from burning. Tomorrow is my turn to make life worth the living, to receive without giving, for it's my life I'm living, and my only concern. Tomorrow is my turn. Amen? Amen. Okay, thumbs up. Summertime and the living is easy. Fish are jumping and the cotton is high. Oh, your daddy's rich and your mama's good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. One of these mornings you're gonna rise up singing, and you'll spread your wings and you'll take to the sky. Until that morning, there nothing can harm you. Daddy and mommy standing by. Sometimes it's really good to let words like that speak for themselves and their problematic nature. Sometimes it's just good to just sing it and present it. You know, your mama's good looking is chilling when you realize what happened to good-looking enslaved people. Enslaved women, to be precise, more often than not. Fish are jumping, but the cotton is high. So it's time to work. So work and work and work and work for no pay. Yeah, one of these mornings, it might not be this morning, but anyway. Gentle Lady is a poem that I came across when I was in undergrad. And it was weird because, you know, as far as I know, James Joyce didn't meet Billie Holiday, but he seemed to give a pretty good portrait of her in words. He said, "Gentle lady, do not sing sad songs about the end of love. Sing about the long, deep sleep of lovers who are dead. Love is a weary now. Love is a weary now." And I thought, wow, that's a pretty good portrait of somebody that you might never have met. So I set it to music, and we're going to do it for you now.
Thank you.
Gentle lady, do not sing sad songs about the end of love. Lay aside sadness and sing how love that passes is enough. Sing about the long deep sleep of lovers that are dead, and how in the grave love shall sleep. Love is a weary now. Love is a weary now. Strange fruit. Who's heard of it? Yeah, you know what it is. So, Strange Fruit was actually written by a white dude named Abe Maripol. He wrote the lyrics. And Billy came along and gave it a melody and gave it life. So much life. Her father died after being refused medical help at a whites-only hospital. So it seemed very near and dear to her heart. Strange Fruit. Southern trees bear a strange fruit. Not on the leaves and not at the root. Black buds swinging in the southern breeze. Strange fruit hanging from the poplar trees. And doesn't know you're sweet and fresh, and the sudden smell of burnt flesh. Here is a fruit for the crows to pluck, for the rain to gather and the winds to suck. For the McFerrin Sr. Who here has heard of Bobby McFerrin Jr.? Yeah, he's pretty good. He's pretty good. That's not an accident. His parents were amazing. His mother, Sarah, his father, Robert. Sarah was a concert pianist and a singer and a vocal coach. Excuse me. I don't want to work directly into the microphone for Steve there. Robert Sr. was the first black person to win the Metropolitan Opera auditions. Back when it was still it was called the auditions of the air. It was over the radio. And so people couldn't see him, so they voted for how good his voice was. And then when he won, the Met decided that even though its usual custom was to give people money and to debut on the Met stage, they were like, well, for no reason at all, we can't do that. So they gave him money and sent him off to Europe to make his career, which he did. He became very well known, especially loved in Italy for singing Verdi and other Italian baritone repertoire. And then he came back to the States, settled in on the West Coast, was the singing voice for Sidney Poitier in the movie version of Porgy and Bess, which is why Sidney sounds so good. That's not him. And then finally, a few years after Marian Anderson had done a concert and after Liam Price had made her debut, they brought him in to do a couple of lead roles at the Met. Years later, after he won, years later after he should have been singing there already, which is why he very much fits into the whole dream deferred theme of this concert. And it's not just that he didn't get what he earned, what he won. It's that racists deprived themselves of the joy of his voice. I think he laughed. He laughed last, for sure. And Bobby Jr. said that his whole work, all of the amazing things he does with his voice, all of the amazing things he does with choirs and orchestras, comes from the times he remembers lying underneath the piano when Sarah was playing and Robert was singing. Their voices and musicianship imprinted on him, which is why we have McFerrin Jr. and his sister, who's amazing as well in her own right, for her, which is why we have his two children who are amazing, Madison, I think, and Madison and Taylor McFerrin. So we get generations of joy and beauty and music because this person was not going to stop, even though they tried to stop. So this is an aria from Traviata by Verdi. This is one of the roles that Robert Sr. sang a lot. And it is, it's a little close to home for me because it's, it's a little, the opera is a little prodigal son kind of story, right? Son runs away, falls in love with somebody that his daddy deems is inappropriate for him. And the dad at some point, shows up in all of his glory to persuade him to come back home and give up this reckless love. And he says, remember the gorgeous, fields and water of Provence where we're from, come back home, come back to your father, all this stuff. And in the rest of right before this aria, he says, oh mio figlio, oh my son, oh quanto soffri, how much you suffer. Tergel il pianto, dry your tears, ritorna di tuo padre, come back to your father. And then he says the line which is so rich coming from him, this very arrogant, very entitled, very accomplished man. He says, pride is vain. He says, orgoglio è vanto in Italian. So, and everything sounds better in Italian. There's one of my colleagues. One of my colleagues who's here is actually an Italian speaker, a native Italian speaker, so I'm sure he's cringing at my pronunciation. But it does just sound better in Italian. So, orgoglio è vanto. knows sometimes it's how you recover from the word salad you make up in Italian. It's how you recover. But yeah, so these next two pieces are also closely associated with Robert Sr. Oh Glory, title of the program. I'd never heard of this song, this spiritual, before I found out about Buffarian Sr. because Hall Johnson wrote it for him. They were friends, and that's the history that I get to kind of, hook onto, latch onto, by being able to, I'm so blessed to be able to sing this repertoire, so blessed to be able to even be the same voice type as this guy, who knew all these other amazing guys and women who were so integral to Black history, right? And then after that we'll do, Deep River, you might have heard it, by Burley, and that also is one of the only recordings, one of the only recordings you can find of Robert Sr. Go to YouTube. This is not a lecture. There will not be a test. But I'm telling you to go to YouTube when you get home and Google Buffarian Sr. You will find him doing not the same Verdi aria, but an aria by Verdi, and you'll find him doing a few spirituals, I believe, with Hall Johnson at the piano, including Oh Glory and Deep River. So that's what we're going to give you for our last two things today. Oh, glory. paradise, to have a home in glory. Jesus, my all, to heaven is gone, to have a home in glory. He whom I fixed my hopes upon, to have a home in glory. Oh, glory. Oh, glory. There is room enough in paradise to have a home in glory. His track I see and none pursue, to have a home. The narrow way till here I view, to have a home. Oh, glory. To have a home in my wife is here, and I think she'll get a kick out of this, but, we know in this time, in 2024, with the housing market the way it is, a place where everybody can have a home, not just a studio apartment, or a closet for $1,500 or $3,500 or whatever, however many hundred a month, a home in glory. The idea of that is always going to be a paradise to us who have to fight and scratch for what we can get on this earth,
So you just gave us a home of glory.
Oh.
That's fun.
Thank you. I love that. That is why I love music so much. It can give us a taste of things that we might not have at the moment. Deep River is the same way, right? Oh, don't you want to go to that place to that gospel feast where all is peace? Yes. I'm going to just answer for all of us. Yes. Yes. So this is Deep River. Parish. Hold on. Since you asked so nicely. I'm springing up on Mark, which is why I'm giving him my music to use, because I didn't tell him we were doing this.
I'm used to it.
So I'm going to turn pages, so I'm going to stand over here, but that's all right. That's all right. This is the promise by a musician you might have heard of before named Tracy Chapman. And this is my little arrangement of this song. Is this song okay, Steve? Is that all right? Okay, good. If you wait for me, then I'll come for you. Although I have traveled far, I always hold a place for you in my heart. Remembering your touch, your kiss.